To me, Pacifico is what Corona wants to be.
I hope not. That's farmer, friend, singer-songwriter Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades Chris Horn.
And we're Those Tastebud Guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us one more time. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, join the network thing, hit the alarm button, do all the Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff.
We're trying to build a cult.
Yeah, well, cult?
I didn't let you know?
No, you forgot about that.
No.
No, seriously, guys, we could use the help. We didn't realize how important it was to ask for that every time, and yeah, we need it. So if you got a friend you can share it with, that'd be great. Otherwise, we are we're into cervezas. That means beer, Lyle.
Okay. Sorry, spaced out there for a minute.
Now, so with the upcoming weekend, we have May the 5th, or Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
So
it's like the St. Patrick's Day of the South.
Really south.
Like middle south. Like middle of the earth south.
Oh, equator south. Okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so we went out and I got every Mexican beer ever made and put it up here for us to try today.
See what he said there? He got the beer. It means I owe him. I owe him beer.
Always owe me beer. But I got them all. Every single one. You can try every Mexican beer today.
All of them. I mean, that looks like the
We're
entire
not missing
stock.
any.
Definitely not Tecate. Definitely not Dos Equis. Definitely not Negra Modelo. Definitely not Carta Blanca. No, you definitely got them all.
Okay, I missed a couple.
Do you like how I'm complaining that you didn't get enough Mexican beers when I did not get a single Mexican beer?
I got every Mexican beer I could find in the last, hour.
That's fair. So we live in southern Missouri, and we get some Mexican beers here, but we certainly don't get like the plethora of everything out there.
I live in Missouri.
I know. I live in Missouri. We live in the same town.
Okay.
It's like
Anyways, I do very quickly want to give a shout out before we get started. We do a lot of shopping up at Macadoodles around the Springfield area, and if you happen to be in that area, go to the one on the south side of town, and give a quick shout out to a man named Houston who helped me out there today and did a wonderful job of getting what little Mexican beer we could find and getting it all together. The guy was willing to start breaking up 6-packs to help me get it out. So Houston, thank you so much. He literally had to go to the back of the room and start digging out boxes and stuff to find things, and went way out of his way, and I really appreciate that. So thanks Macadoodles, thanks Houston, and if you're in the area, stop in and say, hey, we're looking for this awesome guy named Houston and to help us out, and he'll jump on it, I'm sure.
They do have a huge selection. They find whatever you want.
They've offered to order us anything we could find before, so man, hats off to them guys.
They're killer. So I see more than just the ones that we sort of rattled off, or at least the class.
Yeah, so I got all the Mexico beers.
Yeah, sure. This one says Springfield on the top.
Springfield, Mexico. It's a place.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think that's where The Simpsons was recorded.
Yeah. This one's from California.
Also part of Mexico.
This one says Kansas City. That's not Mexico.
All right, that one might not be Mexico.
Yeah. So this one's Mexican.
That one is Mexican. That is a Mexican craft beer.
This one's Colorado. So what are we doing? Are we doing all of these?
Nah. I thought we might try the classic Mexican beers.
The
go-tos today. in honor of Cinco de Mayo. And then we thought we'd maybe continue this into next week.
Okay.
And we'll start with some of the Mexican alternatives. These are Mexico beers, well, with the exception of this one. But it says tequila on it, so I give it a pass.
Okay, so we're not doing these?
I don't think we'll do them today.
All right.
It's like nails across a chalkboard. All right, so I think we just taste them. Let's just go down the wine tastings, and probably everybody's tried these. Have you had all these before?
I have not had Victoria, and I'm sure at one point I got drunk enough that I couldn't tell the difference between this Corona and this Corona.
I have had Victoria. I really like it. It's actually one of the newest beers I've tried lately. I had it a few months ago when I was in Texas. I don't think I've had this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have, but definitely these two. I'm a huge fan of Pacifico. Pacifico is my number 2 Mexican beer next to Carta Blanca. Carta Blanca is a little hard to find around here, but it's good.
This one is my least favorite Mexican beer.
Well, that makes sense.
Actually, this was my favorite, though this one is now coming on strong. So.
Okay.
All right, well, let's start with Corona. I think we'll just do a sample of each one and kind of compare them because we're not going to have time to go through all of them. So these are all made Mexico beers.
This is the classic Corona, right? This is the 2 people.
Kelowna? Put your own beer. I had to buy them.
I'm not sure if I want a Kelowna beer. So this is the one though that is 2 people and beach chairs with the Corona between them, right?
Well, from what I understand is if you drop this thing going down the road, it will chase you until you get to your destination. Okay. And then it will show up unexpectedly. So this is the Corona Extra. I think they do make a Corona. What's it called? A Platinum now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, and they have Corona Light.
And a Corona Light.
Yeah.
And the Familiar, which I've not had.
So it's always kind of skunky on the nose. And we've chatted about this before. It's like if you ever had Heineken, it's very similar to that kind of skunky. I assume that has to do with being imported in a clear bottle and light degradation and all that. That is
exactly what I've heard about these is what you just said. It's just the degradation of the beer because of its clear bottle. Now, for me...
It makes me want to taste a fresh one because that's not a flavor I particularly enjoy.
Well, I think that's why we put limes in them.
Okay,
But I like this. I really do because it doesn't taste like just a plain old lager. I'm not a big fan of lagers and pilsners. Most Mexican beers are technically derived from Vienna lagers. So,
and we had a Vienna lager with Sam Adams, right? Which I never would even put in the same category as a Mexican beer. I'm going to go ahead and get started cracking these.
So I will say this one at least has a nice, complete flavor. Start to finish, you get something off the whole thing. A little buzz on the front of your tongue.
It is bright.
Yeah, but it's not shiny. It is bright, but it's got a round flavor. It does have a bit of a metallic taste that I think probably causes that skunkiness. But,
yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna do the Corona Familiar.
A lot of buzz.
Is there a particularly Cinco de Mayo way to say familiar, or Spanish way to say familiar? Is it?
Yes.
Is it familiar?
I have no idea. But I promise you there is a very specific way you should say that. I just don't know what it is. You know, water's probably a good idea.
I had to swish a little bit of water just to I want to give this a fair shot.
So I wonder if this is...
so that's less skunky.
Brown bottom.
On the nose, yeah.
But I wonder what the difference is.
Oh, there's a huge difference.
No, I mean the actual written...
It tastes totally different, though.
Wow, it does. So on the nose, there's not near the
there's no
bite.
skunk. There's no skunk to it. It's not quite as bright on the front end of your tongue.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have that almost rubberized flavor.
Yeah.
It's not there. This is much more typical of a standard lager.
You know, I think I like the other one better.
I definitely like the other one better.
I don't like that flavor, but it has a specific character to it.
I think you said it well. This one is absolutely unoffensive in every way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right.
It's really smooth. It's really smooth. It's got a very fine...
I love that we had a sip of it and there's just silence. That's how... It's not necessarily
There's
a bad
nothing
thing.
there. It's just got a very fine feel and mouthfeel. I know you hate that word, but there's just... It's like a milkshake-esque, like a really melted down milkshake, and then it's just kind of got that... It's gone.
Yeah.
Nothing left there. But actually, I'd probably taste the alcohol more than anything. I wonder if this is 5% or something. Doesn't say, because apparently Mexico don't follow those rules. All right.
Okay, so far I'm sticking to the beach. I'm sticking to the classic. What do we got up next for us? Victoria?
Victoria is next in line.
I'm excited for this one. One, I've never had it. Two, when I was like looking up stuff online for it, the color was, and it is a little deeper, darker in color.
So this one is an actual Vienna lager.
See, I think I really enjoy that style because it's kind of hoppy. There's some character to it, but it's still light enough that it's not going to just
this one's
balloon you out, you know?
I don't get any hoppiness on it. I don't remember any hoppiness when I drank it either, but... Now, see, that has a nice sweetness to it. It's bright. It's got flavor everywhere. It tingles into your tongue like this one does.
It is a little metallic. It is just a shade metallic. I don't know if it's... I don't know. Now I feel like people built it up too much. Like, oh, this is delicious. And now I'm not that big of a fan. It's okay.
So... I will say I've never drank it out of a glass before. I've always drank every one of these Mexican beers out of a bottle.
Well...
Which I feel like you're supposed to.
I think anything out of a bottle has a totally different flavor. But at that point, flavor's not huge, right?
That's vastly different out of a bottle.
Oh, well, shit. Now I have to try it.
All the metallic flavor's gone.
How does that happen?
Well, I guess because it's blocked off from your nose, you're not getting any nose on.
Yeah.
But...
It's in the nose.
I think it's got a nice sweetness to it. I do recognize that kind of coppered metallic flavor that you was talking about out of the glass. I don't get it out of the bottle.
All right.
I will also say all of these are slightly cooler than room temperature. They're not as cold as I would want any one of these beers to be.
See.
This is a set of beers I want cold.
Yeah. I enjoy them cold, but I don't know. The beer has to stand up to a little bit of heat. A little bit. It doesn't have to be
I don't think these will do it.
It doesn't have to be soup.
We could try that if you want. Maybe at the end
we'll soup?
Come back and let one of them warm up and good God.
Okay.
Yeah, for me that one's still...
That's your favorite?
Especially without a lime. I mean, I'm a sucker for Corona and a lime, but I think with the on its own, Victoria stands up for me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe a tie between the Corona, but I'm not a fan of either of them. I mean,
but it's got a lot more flavor
than the Corona.
Yeah,
I think by the time
it's got a whole flavor to it.
By the time that skunk gets to it, the Corona's got quite a bit of skunky flavor. You make me pour my own beer now.
Yes.
Now this is my go-to, so I already know I'm gonna like this.
I already know I'm not.
This is our IPA stout discussion. It's a very clean nose. There's not a lot there on the nose.
No. There's just
some grassiness.
There's that regular Pilsner, little grain. Taste some corn.
It's herby. It is herby.
Love bug.
And there, yeah, and it's kind of grassy on the nose. To me, Pacifico is what Corona wants to be.
I hope not.
You don't like it?
This just tastes like the flavor profile has a giant hole right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it's lacking everything that the others have. Everything that should be there is not there. It's
there's no skunk. There's something on the front and the back. and there's not that weird metallic copper taste. It's everything the other three aren't.
But it's everything I dislike about a Pilsner and lager. There's nothing there to excite me. It's boring, and I don't even have the flavor. Like, at least the Victoria has a nice... I taste something on my tongue. This fair. One, I taste a little bit on the sides of my tongue. I get the little burn on the tip of my tongue.
But
nothing washes over the back.
It is a fairly heavy carbonation, which I enjoy. But
Yeah, I like a beer with a good carbonation.
Yeah. That's still my go-to.
And I will say this is better in a glass than the bottle. Which
See,
is why, again, I'd usually recommend a bottle.
I like it better in a bottle. We can't agree on anything.
Well, at least we've got a sampler pack of this, and you can have those, and I can have these. So we will get that out.
I can have 3, and you can have 9. I see how it is. You buy the beer, you get 9.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right, one more.
I want to try this one because I rarely get this. I usually get Negro Modelo if I get a Modelo.
I also get Negro Modelo, and I like Negro Modelo.
Yeah,
it's a good
delicious. Delicious.
I noticed that this one was not in a sample pack, and it's one of the only ones I could find a single of. I didn't want to buy a 6-pack of every beer. That's why we don't have every beer we can get up here.
What?
Well, we're not sponsored by anyone.
He didn't want to buy a 6-pack.
Nor have we set up
of every single beer.
Nor have we had time to set up any donations. So, yep, looks about like all. So far, the only one that looked different at all has been the Victoria.
I will give you that. The color on that one was pretty.
Now, see, that's got a nice sweet.
That is an interesting nose, yeah.
Almost fruity.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, that's it for me. That's the best one. I've never have I ever enjoyed this beer until now. I don't know if it's the 4 beers I just drank in front of it, but I've been rinsing my mouth every time. There's like little hints of raspberry to it in direct comparison to these other beers.
I disagree. I think it's
I
peach.
like that. Is it? But it's fruity though, like little hints of fruit.
It is. All right. However, I really like that one.
A little bit sour.
And I know I've had this.
I know I've had it too.
Or I think I know I've had this.
Occasionally, but I usually get the Negra instead of this one. This is pretty good.
All right, I don't hate that one at all, and I would definitely call that. I know for a fact, cold in a bottle, this is one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say right now. I'm going to say this one tastes the best. Although I will tell you, this is the coldest can on the counter as well. These have been took a truck ride from Springfield. This one come from around the block. So,
All right.
This one is probably my favorite tasting.
Okay.
Although right this second, I will tell you this one is. Not a fan of this one. This one means nothing to me. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, if I was going to go buy a 6-pack of any of this,
I knew it.
it would still be
All right. Well, my pick.
old habits.
I'm hard in on these two. Victoria's not bad. I'm going to give it another shot because it wasn't an interesting taste. I just don't know how it stacks up with other beers.
I remember the first time I had this. I was in Dallas. No, I was in Arlington.
Yeah.
Texas, and I took a picture of it and texted you that night when I told you I was like, I found a new favorite beer.
Yep.
And that's how much I liked that one. And I've had it several times since then. Every time I really, really like it. So I know for a fact that's one as a go-to for me. This one I grew up on this one. This one I wasn't hardly drinking anything at all. Is still the beer I would go drink.
That's the beer that I met Chris when he was. That's the only beer you were drinking was Corona.
Yeah, it turns out that there's a reason that it had a flavor. Even if it was skunk, it had a flavor.
All right, well, so those are the Mexican beers we could find. There's some other really wonderful ones out there. Carta Blanca, Dos Equis, what else is out there? Sol, Tecate.
Tecate. I'm not as big a fan of Tecate. I know you like that one.
It's like the Mexican PBR. It's good.
I'd prefer the Sol.
Yeah, no, I would agree. But there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah,
Try them all. Mexico has a big burgeoning beer industry right now.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on down there, and I would be really interested to dig deeper into Mexican craft beers, which the only one I could find was the Urbana we took off the screen that Lyal so ungraciously shoved off the corner of the counter, which we will try maybe next week.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole month of Mexican beers, or at least a few weeks. We can't count that well. But
Yeah, so I think maybe next week we'll go into the Mexican craft beer, and then we'll go with the non-Mexico beers that are Mexican styled.
yeah.
And do that. So,
Yeah, so until then, and until next time,
whether it be the cerveza you're drinking.
the food you're eating.
That wasn't offensive, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Clothes you're wearing.
The people you're meeting,
Grab a buddy.
try something new.